It's been a tough start to 2023 for possibly one of the worst starts to a new year in the club's history. And as the rest of the continues to pull ahead of Jürgen's side, things are slipping away when it comes to achieving the club's objectives. The is the ultimate competition. That's a universally agreed statement. Ask any player what they would prefer to win, and the trophy is normally the biggest priority. European nights under the floodlights and playing in major stadiums against the best teams on the continent and the best players in the world is what it's all about. Six-time champion knows that more than anyone. The European trophy is synonymous with the football club. It's where belongs. Philippe Coutinho transfer update, $128 million Manchester United bid, rivals round up departing data head who recommended Jürgen Klopp has already settled FSG, sack truth however, given the club's poor form since the start of the year, qualifying for next year's is looking unlikely. At this point, while not impossible, with having achieved a similar miracle thanks to Alisson back in 2020-21, it very much looks like an uphill battle, one that is dependent on a certain amount of fortune. What is more likely is potentially playing in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League next season, although even that is far from guaranteed. But should the Reds qualify for either of those two competitions, it's still a better situation than not playing in Europe at all. Especially because Europe can be extremely beneficial to Jürgen's side. After all, it was a run to the Europa League final back in 2016 that first motivated to go on to achieve bigger and better things. And it's still a trophy up for grabs against tough teams and different styles of opponent in European football. That last part could be especially beneficial for Klopp in order to bed his youngsters in. Right now the likes of, and are going to be given limited opportunities since are not competing in any of the domestic cups. However, the Europa League could open the platform for them to impress and catch the eye. It's a competition that was extremely beneficial for Arsenal in that sense. The likes of Buyako Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Reiss and Nketiah all benefited hugely from playing in the Europa League, testing themselves against tough opposition before making their mark in the as well. Teams in the Europa League can often be significantly inferior to levels, especially in the group stages. That would mean more opportunities for Klopp to test his younger players out during that part of the competition, rather than trying to accommodate them in an altogether more difficult and higher stakes campaign. Of course, don't want to remain in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League forever. But for one season, while Klopp rebuilds his team and integrates some of his younger players to rejuvenate the squad, dropping out from the could in some ways even prove to be beneficial for the club. For proof, just look at Saka, who is making his case for the Player of the Season accolade after a grounding in Europe's second-tier competition. Transfer news as Jürgen Klopp wants exciting $96 million duo including 7-goal playmaker. I went to Dortmund to watch Jude Bellingham and returned even more desperate for transfer.